what it is today, but 23,000 is record-breaking for fans, yes, absolutely.
Ridiculous. It's wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks for coming by.
So I'm thinking that must be the Dina Meyer factor, having all these people come.
Oh, that would be
Because
really
this is
nice.
only the second. This is the second convention you're doing, if I'm not mistaken.
It's my second convention and my first European convention.
So we are privileged to have you.
I'm privileged to be here.
We are privileged to have you.
That you guys had a cancellation. I was available.
Sure. So, would you mind starting to say something about your work on Starship Troopers? Can we start with that?
Sure. Is there anything in particular that anybody might want to know about Starship Troopers? It was a movie that I shot with Paul Verhoeven back in, oh gosh, it was like 96, I think. Shot over about the course of 5 months in South Dakota and Wyoming and Long Beach, California, and we shot a bunch of stuff on the Sony lot as well. Lots of fun. There were no bugs harmed in the movie. In fact, there were no bugs actually in the movie when we were shooting. It was all done in post-production with wonderful computer-generated imagery. So, I think that's good.
How was your personal experience comparing Starship Troopers and a horror movie like Saw?
I'm sorry, well, how was my personal experience?
Yeah, the character.
Between
a horror movie like Saw and Starship Troopers more like an action.
Okay, so am I supposed to be making a comparison between the two? I'm not really sure I understand.
I think what he wants to know is, on the one hand you have this huge production like Starship Troopers, and on the other hand Saw is a bit of an off franchise, a completely different genre. How would you describe your experiences with comparing the two?
Wow, I mean, as an actor we kind of like to be somewhat diverse in the roles that we choose. I tend to play characters that are a bit strong female roles that females like to identify with because the characters kind of empower women. Starship Troopers, it was a very large production. I think it was about $100 million budget, which is quite a bit. I think that was even before marketing. Giant production, it shot over, like I said, 5 or 6 months. Huge cast. And it was a great character to play because I got to run around in the desert and at night with a giant gun, or weapon, I should say. I would get shot if I said gun in front of my trainer. So I mean, playing with guns and playing with guys and running around and acting all tough it's a blast. It's a really good time. On the other hand, playing a detective in the movie franchise Saw, it's very exciting to be in that kind of film, in that franchise, because it's done so well. It's really such a successful franchise. But the character was a bit, less physical, and still a lot of fun to play, but very different.
What drew you to Saw?
Actually, I was approached with the short. It actually started out as a short. It was like a 12 or 14-minute short that the producers brought to me and said, "Would you be interested in doing something like this? We're thinking about making a full-length feature out of it." And it seemed really creepy and weird and unique. And I said, sure, yeah, I would love to be a part of it. I think I worked one day. I was opposite Danny Glover in the first film. And that was kind of enough for me to say, yeah, sign me up. I get to work with Danny Glover, and it's a really cool, interesting sort of take on horror. So.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I'm curious. You did Starship Troopers, and there was rumor and some special anecdote about the shower scene that everybody, and especially Paul Verhoeven, did his clothes off, and everybody followed him.
It was a big party. It was a big naked party in the shower. Yeah.
So how was that? And then you made 2 other popular movies before Starship Troopers, Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves, and Dragonheart with Dennis Quaid. Can you tell something about those experiences?
Okay, again, it's such a general question. Just telling you about, let's see. Johnny Mnemonic was my first film ever. I had just come off of playing Lucinda Nicholson on a little show called Beverly Hills 90210. It was my first big acting gig. Do you guys get that here? Okay, so that was my first job, and then I got Johnny Mnemonic opposite Keanu. We shot that over about 3 months in Canada, and again, a fun, very physical, strong female character. Which then, while I was shooting Johnny Mnemonic, I had flown into Los Angeles to audition for Dragonheart opposite Dennis Quaid, and lucky me, I got it, and then they shipped me off to Slovakia for 5 months, where we shot Dragonheart. Again, this time there was no dragon harmed in the movie. There was no dragon in the movie when we were shooting it. But that got me in shape for Starship Troopers, where I would act opposite No Bugs. So I was playing opposite a bunch of things that weren't there, which was kind of challenging as a newbie, someone just starting out in Hollywood. To especially when you go to school, to react off of the person that you're playing. Part of Meisner technique. Sanford Meisner was I studied under his technique in New York, and the technique basically is where you basically put more focus on the person that you're working opposite. This way you'll have more of an honest reaction. It's basically listening and answering and being true in the moment and honest. So when you're thrown into a movie where the person you're playing opposite is not really there, but the person being a dragon or bugs, it kind of was a bit challenging, to say the very least. I didn't talk about the shower. You want to hear about the shower? You guys want to hear about the shower scene? Because we can take another question, or we can talk. All right, so the shower scene, obviously, in Starship Troopers, bunch of boys, bunch of girls, bunch of nakedness, and all of the actors kind of were a bit reluctant to get undressed. And so what Paul had us do in order to become more comfortable with nudity was, well, first of all, he asked me, what's the big deal? Just take your clothes off. It's nothing. He's European, so. Sorry? Yeah, well, he basically was making us feel kind of silly that we were reluctant to take off our clothes. And so I looked at him and I was like, hey buddy, if it's so easy, why don't you take off your clothes? Let's see how easy it is. And so he and the director of photography, Joost Vacano, both took their pants off in front of all of us to help us get more comfortable with the removal of our own clothes. And then he had us all take our clothes off and do a fashion show in front of each other, being naked, to just become more comfortable with the nudity, so that we didn't think about it in the scene, because it's supposed to be, really, this is what we do. It's not a big deal. Boys and girls shower together in the army. It's sure. Every day we do it. Right. Huh? Oh, exactly. You said it, not me.
Hi, I know you from France. And I was wondering, what was your experience, and how do you like working with Matt LeBlanc?
Matt's fantastic. He's a really funny guy. I actually knew him from before Friends. And I think I did that right after Starship Troopers. That was a really great experience for me, because it was, I think you probably know, it's filmed in front of a live audience. So going from, being on set, closed sets and just working with the crew to being put on basically stage in front of a live audience and having to act, it's a very different kind of animal, because if you mess up your lines when you're on set, you can just say, wait, cut, let's have a do-over. But if you mess up your lines in front of a live audience, you feel kind of silly because you're being watched and they expect you to be good. And if you're not, it's kind of not fun.
Hello again.
Hi.
I wonder if you saw all 7 Saw movies and now you're going back for number 8. I think there is a number 8.
I have not seen all 7. I've seen the first few, and I got through about half of the script in, I think maybe it was the 3rd one, and I couldn't continue reading it because I found it a little bit too gruesome. And so, yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Is it correct that you first auditioned for the part that Denise Richards played on Starship Troopers?
Well, what happened was originally when I got the appointment to go in and read for Starship Troopers, I was told that they wanted to see me for the part of Carmen. And when I read the script, I just identified more with the role of Dizzy, and I asked if I could go in and read for Dizzy instead, because it just seemed to me like a more fun character to play. So, yeah.
Is it true that your parents didn't allow you to study for an actress because they said it's no wise career move?
It's no way.
Wise career move. No one, and that you first did your graduation and then became an actress. Is that true?
Now, what happened was, I've always wanted to be an actress from the time I was young, but I think it's every young girl's dream to be an actress. I think a lot of men also, guys, to be a movie star is a dream. So when I was young and I had said I wanted to do this, actually I studied dance for many years, and I wanted to go to school to be a dancer because I wanted to one day dance on Broadway. That was my dream. And so I auditioned for the High School of Performing Arts after I saw the movie Fame, which maybe you guys know, but the original Fame. And I actually got in. And then my parents said, that's great, you got in, congratulations, but there's no way you're going to school to become a dancer. You'll go to school and you'll study business. So I went to university and I studied business, and then after I got my degree in business and my minor in French, which maybe I've spoken to some of you in French came in handy, then I just decided I had to follow my gut, my heart, and I just wanted to try, just try my hand at acting, and gave myself 6 months. So let me just see what happens, because I don't want to be a starving actor. I don't want to, pretend I'm something I'm not, or try to obtain something that's unobtainable. So I said, let me try for 6 months and see what happens. And it became, I booked a couple of commercials, and I said, all right, this is working. And I went to school, and I said, now I'm going to do what I want to do. And here I am, doing what I want to do.
And then the second part, you were seen also in Bats with Luda and Phillips. Can you tell something about that in short? And you made a lot of appearances in TV series, like a great role in Nip Tuck,
Thank you.
CSI, etc. And what are your favorite TV series where you were in?
Oh, wow, that's a really tough question. Because honestly, I'm happiest when I'm working. I'm happiest, if I'm acting, I'm happy. It doesn't really matter who I'm working with or what I'm doing. I just enjoy acting. I enjoy playing different characters, and I've been really fortunate to have been doing this for, I guess, close to 20 years now. So I can't answer which, favorite. Nip Tuck was really fun though. That was really good. Do you guys get Nip Tuck over here? We do. So who's seen the episode where I cut off my... You saw it? Yeah, that was a good one. It was kind of that was really fun to work on. And the other question, bats. Yes, bats. That was we shot that after Starship Troopers, a couple of years after. So I was very familiar with the special effects and things that happen in post-production and magic that occurs. I just remember we were shooting and I was in a movie theater box office. And they stuck some rubber bats on the window, just the, what do you call it, suction cup bats. And I just remember asking, like, these bats don't look real. They don't look real. They're not really moving, they just look like toy, like maybe you could find them here. And oh no, they're gonna look real, they're gonna look real. I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but I was a little let down by the realness of them, but it happens. And what else? What else about bats? That was, I know. We shot a lot of it at night, and the lights would attract a lot of bugs. So we thought that we would change the movie's name from bats to gnats, which obviously the joke doesn't work here because you guys aren't English speaking. Well, you speak English, but anyway, gnats rhyme with bats anyway, hence the name. Gnats. And crickets. Yeah.
In Dragonheart, how was it wielding the axe?
How was it?
The axe thing.
The axe?
Yes, that you threw.
How was it?
How was that? How was it to do that?
Well, they brought me, I think we did about, I want to say about 2 weeks. So it was a long time ago, so I don't really remember. But we had adequate training with swords and axes, and it wasn't real. They're just movie axes. But again, another fun character to play because it was very physical, and I'm always happy if I'm kind of running around and fighting and shooting and yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
I'm told you scuba dive.
I do scuba dive.
Is that a hobby of yours?
Yeah, kind of. Well, not really, because I don't do it often, but I got certified about, I'm going to say about 13 or 14 years ago, because I used to have a fear, actually I still kind of do have a fear of water. So in order to overcome my fear, I faced it, and I got certified in scuba diving.
Is that something you can use to your advantage in your career, for example?
It's certain. It's funny you ask that, because I think that's why I was cast in the movie Piranha 3D. They needed an actress that scuba dove. So there I was. People asked me, how come your part was so small? The part of the scuba diver, and I think I'm the only actress in LA that scuba dives, that fit the character description. So, lucky me.
You were seen also in the Sylvester Stallone movie Detox. I heard there were a lot of production problems. The movie was delayed for 2-3 years in Belgium. So is that true? And what were the problems?
Honestly, I don't know what the problems were. I worked about 2 or 3 days on that film. I got in and I got killed and I got out. I think they drilled my eyes out in that one. Yes, always doing something nasty to me. But yeah, I don't know what the problems were. I don't know if there were reshoots or if they were doing rewrites or what. Because like I said, I kind of got in and got out, and then whatever happens after is sort of they don't talk to me about it. That's all kind of insider information that I'm sharing.
Could you order the Starship Troopers movies to your most favorites, to your least favorites, and tell us why?
So I heard Starship Troopers, most favorite and least favorite.
He wants to know if you saw them all, because there are more than one, of course, and if you have a specific preference for them.
Okay. That one's easy. I only saw the one I was in. I'm not really big on sequels, personally. So I only saw the first one. Did you see all of them? So you're a big Casper Van Dien fan? No? Not a big Johnny Rico fan? Yeah? Yeah, the first one was great. The first one, I believe, was a $100 million movie, and then I think all the other ones were a lot less. So maybe that showed. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see any of them.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a huge Stallone fan.
Okay.
So how was it to play his wife at the movie Detox? It was a little part, but how was it to work it
It
with
was
Sly?
a hoot. I had a great time working with him. First of all, he's a really nice guy. Likes to practice his golf swing when he's not on set. He's a very smart man, and you know I grew up with the Rocky movies, so it was a blast to work with him. Yeah.
Are you starstruck when you work with someone like that?
To a certain degree, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't, my tongue doesn't fall out of my mouth, and I don't faint or start sweating. But there is a certain amount of, oh my God, I'm really working with him. Same thing happened with Dennis Hopper. I worked with him. It was just, you work with some people and just like, oh my God. I did a movie with James Caan, and I'm a huge fan of The Godfather. And, Sonny Corleone. Now I'm playing his wife. Very cool.
What about Castle? Castle is huge in Belgium right now. It's every week. You appeared in an episode of Castle as well.
Yes, I worked opposite Nathan Fillion in a little show called Mismatch that Alicia Silverstone and Ryan O'Neal were in. It was a TV show in the States. I don't know if it was on for a full season, but I think I did about maybe 6 or 7 episodes, I'm thinking. I don't know if they all aired, because networks are funny that way. They air some, and sometimes they air them all. Anyway, Nathan played my soon-to-be ex-husband on that show. And then years down the road, he got Castle, and I got to guest with him on that. And he is fantastic. I can't say enough good things about that guy. If you're a Nathan Fillion fan, if you ever got to meet him, you'd be a huge fan forever, because he's one of the nicest, most funny, awesome guys you'll ever meet.
Now, as for the future, if you had the choice yourself, what kind of movie would you like to do?
I don't want to play like a crazy person. Maybe a psychological thriller. Maybe just playing someone a little nutty. Maybe.
What kind of projects have you got lined up right now? What should we be looking forward to see Dina Meyer?
Well, currently I'm recurring on Expo, oddly enough. Again, the second generation of Expo. I've been working on that. And that's what I have going right now. I shot a movie called Undertow in Australia last year, which again, we don't know what happens to it. We shoot it, and then sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's on the big screen, sometimes it's on the little screen, and sometimes it's at a Netflix or a Blockbuster near you.
All right, any famous last words before I scoop you up and take you out of here?
This last words, well, this has been great. Like I said, this is my first European convention, and I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out and stopping by and saying hi, and I hope to be back. So enjoy the rest of your time here today, and we'll see you on the next one.
Dina Meyer.